Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell if you like enjoying the content and want to see more. So in today's video we are looking into the announcement today of the Football European Super League. I heard this was coming about a few months back and I thought, no, nothing come of it. And all of a sudden, today, it's been announced that 6 clubs have actually signed up from it from the UK, from England. 6 billionaire owners clubs. Man United's one, and Gary Neville on Super Sunday has been very, very vocal about it during the game, and I want to commend him for that because, first of all, they've announced it during a football season. Second, they've announced it during a pandemic, a global pandemic. And third, they've announced it when people are struggling for finances. Every club in the league, every person that's in the world, supporters and everything like that are facing an economical backlash over the next 5 years. So firstly, we're going to start off with the Premier League's statement. The Premier League condemns any proposal that attacks the principles of open competition and sporting merit, which are at the heart of domestic and European football pyramid. Fans of any club in England and across Europe can currently dream that their team may climb to the top and play against the best. We believe that concept of a European Super League would destroy this dream. The Premier League is proud to run a competitive and compelling football competition that has made it the most widely watched league in the world. Our success has enabled us to make an unrivaled financial contribution to the domestic football pyramid. A European Super League will undermine the appeal of the whole game and have a deeply damaging impact on the immediate and future prospects of the Premier League and its member clubs and all those who rely on our funding and solidarity to prosper. We will work with fans, the FA, the EFL, PFA and the LMA, as well as other stockholders at home and abroad, to defend the integrity and future prospects of English football in its best interest for the game. So they made it clear, the European Super League is not at the best interest of the Premier League, football in England as a whole. To follow that up, UEFA, the English Football Association, the Premier League, the Royal Spanish Football Federation, La Liga, the Italian Football Federation and Lega Serie A have all come out and said, if this were to happen, we wish to reiterate that we, UEFA, the English FA, RFEF, FIGC, the Premier League, La Liga, Lega Serie A, but also FIFA and all its associated member associations will remain united in the efforts to stop this cynical project, a project that is founded in the self-interest of a few clubs at a time when society needs solidarity more than ever. I'm really happy that UEFA have come out for that because, first of all, UEFA, if they're using the name UEFA, UEFA can sue them. One of the teams that came out straight away was United, and while Gary Neville was having his say on it, Arsenal were another one who, as of this recording, are both drew. Well, United are drawing at half-time with Burnley 0-0, and Arsenal celebrated like they won the Champions League 1-1 against Fulham, who at this point are in the relegation zone. It's all about self-interest. Martin Tyler said that it was 2 G's that they could line it up to. 1G, guaranteed a place in European football and also guaranteed European finances. And 2, greed. It's billionaire owners of a football club that want to keep it as an NFL style system where there's only one table. If you're underneath that, pay us billions to get in. Yes, the Americans had to do it that way because their country is too big. In Europe, there are domestic leagues, and then time set apart weekly, or not even weekly, every 2 weeks, with finances coming in from the Champions League to pay for that additional tournament. So I'm going back to the UEFA statement. We will consider all measures available to us at a level, both judicial and sporting, in order to prevent this happening. Football is based on open competition and sporting merit. It cannot be any other way. As previously announced by FIFA and the 6 federations, the clubs concerned will be banned from playing in any domestic competition, European competition, or world level, and their players could be denied the opportunity to be representing their national team. On the back of that, I've just clicked over to the FSA statement, European Super League. That's the Football Supporters Association. Earlier today, it's reported that Premier League clubs Liverpool and Man United are in talks with the Europe's biggest football clubs about a secret plans to join a FIFA-backed tournament that will create a de facto European Super League. I go back to the UEFA statement. They're saying it's not FIFA. They're saying it's not FIFA. The FSA might be wrong in this point. So, it's what their statement is saying. The FSA has long opposed the idea of the European Super League, and background on our position can be found on their link there. Today, our Chief Executive, Kevin Miles, has issued the following statement. The latest reports of plots allegedly involving Man United, Liverpool to create a European Super League exposes the myth that billionaire owners care about English football pyramid, or indeed anything other than their own greed. This has to be the last nail in the coffin of the idea that football can be relied upon to regulate itself. These billionaire owners are out of control. Football in all its forms in the UK, from grassroots to the top tier, occupies far too important a place in our society. Project Restart, for people's well-being to play, to go on and play. And they had all the social distances. They made a palaver about it. Boris Johnson was the one that came up with that sort of statement. So the hoopla that the British government came out, and now these reported 6 clubs are potentially leaving that. They're going against government. They're going against their football associations, their national side, their fans. There's also fan associations for each of these clubs that have condemned it. I definitely know that some Man United fans that have condemned it, some Man United support associations that have condemned it. It's ridiculous. I think they'll all end up supporting FC United and Manchester, and they'll be the de facto red side of Manchester if it carries on. Our culture and our communities to be jeopardised by an even greater concentration of wealth in the hands of a half a dozen big clubs. They must have got the same information about six clubs. Decisive action is now needed to protect the game we love. We have already been promised by government a fan-led review of governance and regulations of football. That processes need to start as a matter of urgency before the super rich custodians of the biggest clubs can do any more damage. It's the European Super League, people. It's not UEFA. UEFA has said no, it's not us. The Football Association saying it's FIFA, but UEFA have got issued their statement that it's not FIFA, so we don't know. So continuing with this, I'm looking on Sky Sports website at the moment, and we've named three: Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal during this conversation. But another club that are supposedly involved are Chelsea, which kind of fits the mould. Um, then we're looking at clubs further abreast that they're saying. The others include Barcelona, Juventus, and Real Madrid. So Real Madrid, cash rich no matter what they do because of the links to the Spanish banks. Juventus, billionaire owners like PSG. But Barcelona, they may have 100,000 stadium and they're rebuilding the stadium to make it bigger capacity and things like that. But they're severely hampered when it comes to their own cash reserves in comparison to all the other clubs. They're supposed to be struggling on that. So I understand their greed to get involved in this, because if it's cash rich, then great. What I would say to everyone who might be interested in this European Super League, it'll be 22 games, full stop, unless they do a post-season. 12 teams have been invited according to the information. It's a ridiculous thing. Going back to the UEFA statement, we thank those clubs in other countries, especially French and German clubs, who refuse to sign to this. We call on all lovers of football, supporters and politicians to join us in the fight against such a project if it were to be announced. The persistent self-interest of a few has been going on far too long. Enough is enough. The only people that they'll serve at this point, at those 12 clubs who are currently saying that, well, reported that they're going to be involved. The people of those clubs, they may have the supporters, but this should be taken away. All their history and everything like that should be stripped off them. It's nothing. You're nothing if you're not going to be part of our domestic competition only, and do what you've been doing at this moment. We're looking to modernising, but you're looking at it at a greed point of view. To leave it and go like that and go to there. What? Do you think you'll be allowed to play football in this place? Would you be allowed to play football which is owned by, the rights are owned by another tournament, by another governing body? Nah. I really don't like this. I'm not saying that as a Bolton fan, I'm not saying that bitterly or whatever. It's taken away from those fans that go to their football clubs on a weekend and don't get anything from it, and all those people that have spent all their money with their grandfathers, their fathers, to go watch FA Cup matches, League Cup matches, for instance, even though they're getting beat 4-0 at MK Dons, Man United. I'll keep referring to them because they're the first results that pop into my head. Bolton fan again coming out. Apologise. But the European Super League is a bad idea. Just to let you know, at the time of this finishing of this recording, it's 1-1 between Manchester United and Burnley. Burnley have only just scored. James Tarkowski, after Mason Greenwood scored about 2 minutes before. Won a header. Harry Maguire thinks that it's been fouled. So, knowing it's United, it could be chalked off, but there's nothing there. They're both fighting each other. It's been given. It's been given. Anyway, so yeah, that's my video about the European Super League in football. It's a change from what I've been doing previously, but more and more I've find out about this European Super League. It's a money grab. It's greed. All those Champions League wins that Liverpool have had, they'll be gone. They'll be wiped off. Real Madrid will no longer be the biggest, have the most amount of trophies in the Champions League. They'll be wiped out. Their history will be gone. There'll be clubs with no history. Oh, you don't like history? You got no history. Those big fans, those big club fans, usually say. That's what the Football Association should go after. You may have won it at that time, but we don't recognise you as a football club anymore. You're folded. Bye. There's a European Championships coming up at 2021. Fans are allowed back in. Every single football association and also represented nation with their players should have banners in front of them. No to the European Super League. Well, if they say anything about it, all these are footballers or football associations or European Super League or anything like that, remember, Argentina weren't ever sanctioned when they were asking for the Falkland Isles back at one of the World Cups recently. But I think it was the last one. Anyway, keeping politics out of football, that was supposed to be. No, they didn't do it. Anyway, I will stop now because I'm starting rambling. But thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's a bit of a part away from what I usually do. I'll be back to normal services resumed in a not so distant future. Thanks now.